up, you guys? This is a 45-minute flow class. Sorry, it's like so cold here today. And there's my dog. Hi, Stella. Say hi. So this is going to have a lot of Warrior 3 in it. So you're going to work your glutes big time. And then we're going to do some eagle arm stuff and some back bends. So it should be a lot of fun. And it's really cold, but I pretend like it's not cold at all. But I hope you guys have fun and start heading to your mat and connecting to your breath and to your space. See you later. Bye. Okay, so we're going to get started in child's pose today. So bring your big toes to touch. Have your knees out wide for this version of child's pose. And then just take your forehead to the mats. Palms face down. Spread your fingers out wide. And then start to power up your arms a little bit. So pressing into the mat, just feeling a nice stretch in your upper body. And then just start to slowly, with your in-breath, tilt to the right. And as you exhale, go to the left. So these little slight movements in your hips, just to open up a little bit more. So just moving with your breath. Having this be sort of a moving meditation. So thinking of your intention in this moment. Maybe dedicating this time to someone or something. Maybe just expressing some gratitude. What are you thankful for today? Maybe just being able to come into this space and do some yoga with me. And let's just take a few deep breaths just to seal all of our intentions. So empty your breath completely and then start to inhale through your nose. Fill your whole body up with air here. And exhale through your mouth. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale through your nose. Fill all the way to the very top of your lungs. And then exhale, let it go. Good. 1 more deepest breath in. Feeling your rib cage expand, your belly expand, and then exhale through your mouth. Good. And then slowly start to put weight into your hands, coming into a tabletop position. So your wrists right under your shoulders, knees right under your hips. Let's just start with some cat-cows to warm up our spine. So on an inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Beautiful. And then exhale to round your back. Push the ground away. Tuck your chin in. Inhale to drop your belly down, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Beautiful. And then exhale to round in. Very nice. And then just slowly come into a tabletop position, neutral spine. And now take your right hand out like you're going to shake somebody's hand. And kick your left leg back behind you. Beautiful. So your 5 toes pointed towards the earth. So you're really reaching out in front of you and kicking back behind you. And then keeping your hips level and square to the ground. Couple more deep breaths here. Good. Now see if you can reach out a little bit farther on an inhale. And then exhale, bring your elbow to your knee underneath you. Very good. Inhale to extend out and up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Round your back. Tuck your chin in. Inhale, extend out and up. Good. Exhale to round in. Good. Inhale, extend out. And then bend your left toes. Point your toes towards the sky and take your right hand to grab the outside. So the pinky edge side. Yes. There you go. Now start to kick into your hands and see if you can even look up for this little back bend shoulder stretch here. Very nice. A couple more breaths here. Can you kick a little bit harder for 3, for 2, 1. And slowly release. Take your right hand out. Left leg out for 3. Keep it here. 2, 1. And lower back down. Tabletop. On an inhale, drop your belly. Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. Very good. And then exhale to round in. 1 more time. Inhale, drop your belly. Lift your chest. Good. Exhale, round. Then come to a neutral spine. Now take your left hand out like you're going to shake somebody's hand and kick your right leg back behind you. Sorry, I almost was in the way of your leg. Very good. So even out your hips here. So if you can take, yes, such a good adjustment. Take your right hip down a little bit, really reaching out in front of you. A couple more breaths here. Thumb is faced towards the ceiling for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, lengthen a little bit more. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Very good. Inhale, extend out and up. Exhale, elbow to knee, round in, belly button to spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round in. Very good. Inhale, extend. Now point your right toes to the ceiling, bending your right knee. Take your left hand to grab the outside of your right foot. I just keep getting in your way. I'm so sorry. Now kick into your hands. So you should be grabbing the pinky edge side of your foot. So pinky edge. Yes. Very good. Good. Now kick into your hand. So you did like a little rotation there. There you go. Okay. Kick into your hand and see if you can look up for 3. Very good. So looking up this way to the right, left for 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Reach out, kick back for 3. Very good. 2, 1. Lower down, tabletop position. A couple more cat-cows. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone. Very good. Exhale to round your spine. Then slowly come into a neutral spine. Now tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog pose. So this is our first down dog. So see if you can get your pinky fingers to touch the edges of your mat here. Yes, so making them a little bit wider, making room for your shoulders to come away from your ears. And now take your biceps forward, triceps back. So it's like this internal rotation in your arms. Shake your head yes, shake your head no, relax your jaw here. Very nice. A couple more breaths. Can you sink your heels a little bit closer to the earth? Very good. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look between your thumbs, step to the front of your yoga mat. Very good. Inhale, come up halfway. So flat spine. Very good. Exhale to fold. Now grab opposite elbows here. Just shake your head yes, shake your head no. We're just warming up into the backs of your legs here. Deep, full, cleansing exhales. Very good. Now just slowly release your hands to your mat. On an inhale, come up halfway to a flat back. Hands on something, either your shins or on the mat. Okay, shoulders coming away from your ears. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank pose. Top of a push-up. We're here for 3 breaths. So make sure you're one straight line of energy from the crown of your head to your heels. So power up your legs here. Power up your lower core for 3. Micro bend in your elbows for 2. 1. Inhale to shift forward. Just come up to your tippy toes. And then exhale, take your knees down. Untuck your toes and slowly come down to your belly. Elbows squeeze into your ribs. Beautiful work, you guys. And then on an inhale, start to lift your chest up, planting the tops of your feet into your mat for cobra pose. We're here for 5 breaths. Make sure that there's no weight into your hands. So your elbows are bent here. So no weight into your hands. Everybody hover their hands off the mat an inch. Yes, like that. And then tops of your feet really into the mat. Beautiful. For 3. Can you lift up a little bit higher for 2? 1. And then plant your hands, take your hips up and back through tabletop or through plank pose to downward facing dog pose. Beautiful work, you guys. Deep breaths here. One straight line of energy from your fingertips to your tailbone here. See if you can send your heart closer towards the back of the room. Relaxed jaw, relaxed face. Inhale to lift your heels, come up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Look between your hands up to the front of your mat. Very good. Inhale to come up halfway, flat spine. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Reach to the sky. Palms touch above your head. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Palms press together. Inhale, reach up tall. Arms out and up. Palms touch. Beautiful movements. Exhale to swan dive. Down, forward fold. Lead with your heart. Head drops left. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to a plank pose. Top of a push-up here. We're here for 3 breaths. Very good. Really strong legs. Power up your legs here. Power up your quads. Then inhale, start to shift towards the front of the room. Then exhale, take your knees down. Untuck your toes and slowly come down to your belly. Just warming up here, doing some sun salutations. Inhale to lift up your chest for cobra pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog pose. Beautiful. Fingers spread out really, really wide. Put weight into all 4 corners of your hands here. Then on an inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you into a tripod down dog. Make sure your hips are level. So good. Great adjustment. I just come close to you and you fix it. Okay? Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Just one time. Shoulders over wrists. Inhale, extend out and up. Then exhale, plant your right foot in between your hands. So make sure it makes it in between your hands. If you need to grab your ankle and pull it there, no big deal, okay? Then turn your back heel down, warrior one on an inhale. Take your arms up to the sky. Very good, you guys. So feel like this extension from your core to your fingertips. So one straight line of energy here, tucking your tailbone under. We're here for a couple more breaths. Can you take your right hip back, left hip forward, so squaring off your hips towards the front of the room. Very nice. Inhale here. Exhale, take your hands to frame your right foot. Take your right leg up and back behind you, tripod down dog. Very good. And now just take your right foot to meet your left, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. Breathing for 5. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Good. And on an exhale, bring your knee to your nose, shoulders over wrist, just one time. Inhale, extend out and up. Exhale, plant your left foot in between your hands. Take your right heel down. On an inhale, warrior one, arms up to the sky, keeping your hips square towards the front of the room. Very nice. So really engaging your lower belly here. So radiating this energy from your feet through your core up to your fingertips, shoulders coming away from your ears. Drop your shoulder blades down your back. Very good. Inhale here. Exhale, take your hands to frame your left foot. Take your left foot up and back behind you, tripod down dog. Very good. And then just take your left foot to meet your right, downward facing dog pose. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look between your hands up to the front of your yoga mat. Good. So we're in a forward fold, top of our mat. Inhale, come up halfway to a flat spine, hands on something. So really press into your shins here. Very good. And exhale, fold. Now bend your knees deeply. Put weight into your heels. And on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. Utkatasana chair pose. Tuck your tailbone under, shoulders coming away from your ears. So good. Breathe here. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. Can you sit a little bit lower for 3, for 2. Lift up a little bit higher with your arms for 1. Inhale, reach up tall. Stand up, get a little back bend here. And then exhale to swan dive down, forward folds. Inhale to come up halfway, flat spine, hands on something, so really press. Good, exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose, top of a push-up here. Very good. Now inhale to shift forward. Come up to your tippy toes. Exhale, take your knees down. Untuck your toes. Come down to your belly. Elbows really squeeze in. So kind of rub your elbows against your rib cage. Very good. Then inhale, lift your chest up. Cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. You guys look so good. I love it. Deep breaths here. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. So just reconnect, okay? Feel this energy from your fingertips all the way to your tailbone. So if you need to bend your knees a little bit to create that tractioning in your spine, please do so, okay? Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. Then on an exhale, bring your knee to your nose just one time. Inhale, extend out and up. Exhale, plant your right foot in between your hands. Take your left heel down, warrior one on an inhale. Beautiful. Drape your shoulders down your back, pinkies towards each other, even powerful fingertips in this pose. Very good. Now interlace your fingers right behind your lower back. Press your palms together. Then on an inhale, see if you can straighten out your arms, and then exhale, start to dive forward, coming into humble warrior. Taking your right shoulder on top of your right knee or inside of your right knee. Relax your head and neck down. See if you can gaze at your left toes. For 3, for 2, keeping your warrior 2, so taking your right hip back, yes, for 1, then inhale, start to come all the way back up. Take your arms to frame your head, very good, then take your hands to heart center. Take your upper body down 45 degrees, okay, and then start to launch off your left foot, coming into warrior 3 with prayer arms. Very good, keep your hips level and square to the ground. You've got this. So one straight line of energy, kick through your heel for 3, cobra back for 2. So like you have a pencil in between your shoulder blades and I just knocked you over for 1. Then you're slowly going to come into chair pose. So take your left foot beside your right foot, hands staying at prayer. And then on an inhale, take your arms up, chair pose. Very good. Sitting low, sitting deep, taking your arms towards the back of the room, taking your upper body back for 3, for 2, 1. Take your hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Hook your elbow to the outside of your knee or thigh. Very good. So really squeezing your elbows together. Where you look is where you go. So try to look up. Try to send your rib cage towards the right. Very good. For 3. You've got this. For 2. 1. Slowly come back to center. Straighten out your legs on an inhale. Reach up tall. Then exhale, swan dive down. Very good. Now take your right hand right under your eye gaze. Bend deeply into your right knee. And then send your left arm up to the sky. So opening up your heart here. Big wingspan for 3. For 2. For 1. And slowly switch sides. Take your left hand down to your midline. Take your right arm up to the sky. Bend deeply into your left knee. Very good. And then see if you can look up. You guys look so awesome. Deep breaths here for 3. For 2. For 1. Take your right hand down. Forward fold. Very good. Inhale, come up halfway. Flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, plank pose. Top of a push-up here. Very good. 5 breaths here. You can always take your knees down if you need to. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. You guys are so strong. Breathing for 4. Breathing for 5. And then take your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. It's tough, huh? It's tough to hold that plank. Okay, and we're going to do a couple little spinal waves into plank pose from down dog. So on an inhale, lift your heels. And then exhale, roll into plank. So using your core, yes, so good. Inhale here. And then exhale, roll back into downward facing dog pose. Very good. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, roll forward using this wave. Wow, so great, you guys. Inhale here. Then exhale, roll back to downward facing dog pose. Beautiful work. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Tripod down dog. So we're just going to do this once. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Shoulders over wrists. Very good. Inhale, extend out and up. Then exhale, plant your foot in between your hands. Take your right heel down, warrior 1 on your inhale. So good, you guys. So making sure to drape your shoulders down. Very good. Opening up your heart, lifting a little bit in your chest. Beautiful. Reaching up with your fingertips. Now interlace your fingers right at your lower back. So inhale here, and then exhale, start to dive forward, coming into humble warrior. So coming in, also doing this wave in this pose. And then relax your head and neck, relax your face. So trying to relax your jaw as much as you can, looking back at your right toe tips. Now keeping warrior 1 in your legs. So taking your left hip back a little bit for 3. Right hip forward for 2. 1. Slowly come up. Take your arms to frame your head here. Then come to prayer at your heart. Good. Now start to launch forward, coming into warrior 3 again. Here we are. Yes. Kick through your heel. Take your right hip down a little bit. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back for 3. You've got this. For 2, breathe. For 1, come all the way back up. Yes. And now sit low chair pose. You've got it. And then on an inhale, take your arms up to come by your ears. Beautiful. Pinkies towards each other. Really sit low, putting weight into your heels. Very good. Now take your hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Tuck your elbow to the outside of your knee or thigh. Beautiful, guys. So see if you can even look up. Twist through your belly. Pull your belly button towards your spine here. You're opening up your lower back. So good for 3. For 2. For 1. Inhale your arms all the way up. Stand up. Get a little back bend here. Inhale. And then exhale to swan dive down. Forward fold. So here we go again. Take your right hand right in between your feet. Bend deeply in your right knee. And then send your left arm up to the sky. So trying to make this straight line from your tailbone to the top of your head here. So straight spine for 3, for 2, for 1, and slowly switch sides. Take your left hand down, right arm up, And bend deeply into your left knee. Very good. So feel this straight line of energy. For 3, for 2, for 1. And then slowly just come into a forward fold. Grab opposite elbows here. Take some deep breaths. Just come back to yourself. Come back to your intention. Very good, and slowly release your hands down. Now make little peace fingers with your hands and grab the insides of your big toe. Yes, so feet are hip width distance apart. On an inhale, extend your spine, and then exhale, bend your elbows to opposite sides of the room. Relax your head and neck. Take your shoulders away from your ears. Very good, deep breath, stretching into the backs of your legs here. Take 3 more deep breaths. Good, and slowly release your hands to the mat. Inhale to come up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose, top of a push-up. Beautiful, inhale to shift forward. Exhale, knees up or knees down. Slowly come down to your belly. Elbows squeeze in tight. Beautiful. Now take your arms by your sides, palms face down. Okay? On an inhale, start to lift your chest. Press into your hands into the mat. Start to lift your chest away from the earth. Very good. Now see if you can lift your legs away from the earth. Very good. Internally rotating your legs towards the ceiling. So your mid-thighs going up towards the ceiling. So that kind of helps to even you out, okay? Now start to reach towards the back of the room. Airplane arms, yes. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. Relax your head and neck. For 3, for 2. Lift a little bit higher. 1. Very good, and come all the way down. Take your right ear to the mat. Deep breaths. Feeling your heart beating into the mat. Beautiful, and let's all meet in down dog whenever you're ready. So yeah, if you need to grab some water, towel off, no big deal. We can all just meet in down dog. Beautiful, just reset here. So are your pinky fingers touching the edges of your mat? Are your fingers spread out really wide? Are you putting pressure into even your pinky finger? Okay, so making sure that your weight is evenly distributed in your hands. Breathe here. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look between your thumbs up to the front of your mat. Very good. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up tall. Palms touch above your head. Beautiful. Now take your hands shoulder distance apart, feet together. Okay? And with your left hand, grab your right wrist and just get a little side stretch to the left side of the room. Very good. Open up your heart, open up your throat here and see if you can look up. For 3, for 2, pulling your wrist towards the left side of the room for 1. Beautiful. Come back to center. Just switch sides. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist, and just go up and over like a fountain towards the right side of the room. Very good. Can you look up? For 3, get a nice little side stretch. For 2, 1. Slowly come back to center. Inhale, reach up tall. Get a little back bend here. Look up. Good. Then exhale to swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, plank pose, top of a push-up. Very good. Inhale to shift forward. Then exhale, knees up or knees down. Come down to your belly, elbows squeeze in. You guys are so strong. I love it. Very good. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Beautiful work, everybody. On an inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, extend out and up. We're just going to do it twice. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. Plant your foot in between your hands. Oops. Yes. Very good. Now power up your legs. We're coming into high lunge. Inhale, take your arms up to the sky. High lunge. Yes. So sitting low into your right leg. Beautiful. Power up your back leg. Yes. Now take your hands to heart center. Inhale, extend your spine. Then exhale, twist to the right. Hook your elbow to the outside of your knee or your thigh. Press your palms together. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you? Can you look up towards the ceiling, moving your rib cage, twisting to the right for 3. If you want to open up into prayer twist 2, taking your left hand to the outside of your right foot and reaching up to the sky with your right arm for 3, for 2, for 1. Come back up into high lunge. Yes. And here we go. Back into warrior 3. Bounce off of your left leg, coming into warrior 3 with your arms out stretched. Or you can take them to heart center for 3. You've got this. For 2. For 1. Take your arms down to the ground, coming into standing splits. Ah, beautiful. Relax your head and neck. Keep your hips level and squared to the ground. Now we're just going to switch sides. So take your left foot to meet your right, forward fold. And then take your right leg up, standing splits. Very good. Kick through your heel. Make sure your hips are really level, squared to the ground. So everybody take your right hip down a little bit. Power up your leg for 3, for 2, for 1. Now you're going to slowly set your, coming into low lunge on your left side. So taking your right foot way back to the back of your mat. Now take your right knee down to the mat. And on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. Getting a little tricky. Good. Now squeeze your belly in. Yes, shoulders down and back away from your ears. Energetically pull your left foot towards your right knee underneath you. Very good. Now you're going to take your right, come into little cactus arm, so little gold pose, okay? And then take your right arm on top of your left arm. So coming into eagle arm. So you can grab opposite shoulders, or you can come into full eagle arms, which is crossing at your elbows and your wrists here, okay? And now here, inhale, and then exhale, start to come into a back bend, taking your elbows towards the ceiling, engaging your belly here, remembering to breathe. Relax your head and neck. For 3, so good. Engage your belly. I know you get a little off balance. For 2, for 1, take your hands to frame your head. Release your arms. Very good. Inhale here, reach up tall. Then exhale to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Send your left leg up and back behind you. Tripod down dog. Yes, it's happening. Now bend your knees. Start to stack your hips open towards the right side of the room. Very good. And you can wiggle your foot around. Move your ankle around a little bit, getting some foot rolls. And if you want to flip your dog in this moment, you can. If you don't want to do that, let's all meet in downward facing dog pose. Beautiful. If you flip your dog, lift your hips up high. Open up your heart towards the front of the room. For 3, for 2, for 1. Come back into downward facing dog. So when you flip your dog, make sure that all 10 toes are facing towards the back of the room, and then lift your hips up high, sending your heart towards the front of the room, okay? Very good. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look between your hands up to the front of your mat. Very good. Inhale, come up halfway, flat spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up tall, reach to the sky, palms touch above your head. Then exhale to swan dive, keeping a flat spine, engaging your belly. Very good. Inhale, come up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank pose, top of a push-up. Very good. Inhale to shift forward, then knees up or knees down, come down to your bellies. Very good. Now interlace your fingers right at your lower back. Yes, press your palms together. Squeeze your elbows together behind you, and on an inhale, start to lift your chest away from the earth. Very nice. So send your knuckles towards the back of the room. Use your back strength to squeeze your shoulder blades together here. Now can you lift your legs up for 3? Beautiful bow poses. For 2. For 1. Slowly come down. Take your left ear to the mat. Deep breaths. Feel your heart beating, radiating fresh new energy and oxygen through your body. Beautiful, and let's all meet in down dog whenever you're ready. Not many breaks. We've only got 45 minutes, so I'm trying to work it all in. Right, Karen? All right, shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Bend your knees if you need to make that straight spine. Sending your hips up a little bit higher. Very good. Inhale your right leg up and back, or your left leg up and back behind you, excuse me. Kick through your heel. Make sure your hips are square. So taking your left hip down a little bit to make sure they're both even. Very good. Inhale, it's up a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrist. We're just doing it twice. Inhale, extend out and up. Exhale, knee to nose, round your back. Very good. Inhale, extend out and up. I know we're supposed to hold it there, but we're not. Then exhale, put your foot in between your hands. Very good. So setting up for high lunge. Once again, squeeze your inner thighs together. And on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. High lunge. Beautiful. Drape your shoulder blades down. Feeling that energy through your feet, through your core, all the way up to your fingertips, reaching up tall. Very good. Then on an exhale, take your hands to heart center. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Took your elbow to the outside of your knee or thigh. So the goal is to get your hands towards your midline, which will happen eventually. So really twist through your belly here. It's okay to fall over. It's just yoga. And then you can open up your wingspan wide, taking your right hand to the outside of your left foot and then reaching up. Yes, for 3. You've got this. For 2. Twist through your belly. For 1. Good. Now come up to center. You've got this. I know this is tough. All right. Okay, and then you're going to launch off your back foot, coming into warrior 3 here. So you can have your hands at heart center or reach forward for 3. You've got this. Keep your hips level for 2. Breathe for 1. Good. Take your hands down. Standing splits. Very good. Kick through your heel. Make sure your hips are square to the ground. So it might take your foot down a little bit, but that's okay. All right? And then slowly just switch sides, taking your right foot down. Lift up with your left leg. Standing splits. Very good. Just a couple deep breaths here. Kick through your heel. So power up your leg. Very good. For 3. For 2. For 1. Then you're going to come into a low lunge on your right side. So taking your left leg back to the back of your mat. Take your left knee down. You can have your toes tucked or untucked, whatever works for you. And then on an inhale, take your arms up to the sky. Yes. Now take your arms out to gold posts and take your left arm on top of your right, eagle arms. Okay, if you want to just grab opposite shoulders, you can do that too. Inhale here, and then exhale, bring your elbows up, getting a little back bend. See if you can look up. You've got this. Engage your belly. For 3, relax your face. For 2. For 1, and just slowly come back to center. Release your arms. Frame your head with your arms. Inhale here. And then exhale, take your hands to frame your right foot. Take your right leg up and back behind you, tripod down dog. Very good. Bend your knees, start to stack your hips. Open towards the right side of the room. And then if you want to flip your dog, you can let your right foot drop to the outside of your mat. All 10 toes pointed towards the back of the room. Lift your hips up high. Open up your heart towards the front of the room. For 3. For 2. For 1. Slowly, let's all meet in downward facing dog pose. You guys are so good. Guess what? We're done our standing poses. How exciting is that? Okay, inhale your right leg up and back behind you, tripod down dog. We're coming into pigeon pose on the right side. Take your right knee right behind your right wrist. Kick your foot over to the left. Slide your left leg back behind you. Now look behind you. Make sure your leg is straight. Okay. And now start to walk your hands towards your hips. Very good. On an inhale, puff up your chest. Take your shoulders back and down. Open up your heart. And then exhale, start to fold over your right leg. So you can just come to your hands. You can come to your forearms. You can come laying all the way down. You can use your block if you would like. Deep breath, keeping your hips square. So sending your right hip towards your left heel. And just notice where you're holding tension. Are you holding tension in your face, in your jaw, in your brow, in your hands? And just let that go and just release deeper. Let gravity pull you into the stretch. Opening up the muscle fascia. Good, and let's take a little quad stretch variation. So start to put weight into your hands, taking your upper body up. And then just bend your left knee. And take your left hand to grab the inside, the big toe side of your left foot, okay? And then open up your upper body towards the front of the room here. Let's get a little quad stretch. Very good. Keep sinking low into your hips. Couple more breaths here. Good, and then slowly release. And then plant your hands in front of you, coming back into a tripod down dog. So take your right leg up and back behind you. Very good. Now bend your knees, start to stack your hips. Let's flip our dog again. So take your right foot to the outside of your mat. Toes pointed towards the back of the room for 3. Open up your heart. Lift your hips for 3, 2, 1. Come back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Tripod down dog, coming into pigeon on the left side. Take your left knee right behind your left wrist. Kick your foot over to the right. So your left foot is going to be right behind your right wrist. Okay? And then walk your right leg back behind you. Very good. If anybody has any knee pain or anything in this pose, just wave me down and I can give you another version. Then walk your hands towards your hips. On an inhale, puff up your chest, open up your heart, and then exhale to fold over your leg. So just with every exhale, see if you can release a little bit deeper, releasing wherever you're holding tension, that's in your hip or in your face. Just let that go. With every exhale, release. Let's take 4 more deep breaths here. Beautiful, and start to put weight into your hands. We're going to come into that pigeon variation, so bending your right knee, pointing your right toes to the sky. With your right hand, grab the inside of your right foot, and then open up your upper body towards the front of the room. Very good. Again, sink your hips low. Beautiful, and slowly release your leg. And here we go. Plant your hands. Take your left leg up and back behind you. Start to stack your hips open towards the left side of the room. Good, and if you want to flip your dog, do that here. Beautiful, for 3. Open up your heart. Lift your hips up for 2. Very good. 1, and slowly come back into your downward facing dog. So this is our last down dog. Let's make it count. So one straight line of energy. Sending your heels close to the earth, engaging your belly to send your hips higher. Very good. And then slowly take your knees down to the mat. And then just take your legs out in front of you, coming to a seat on your bum. So legs outstretched. Beautiful. And flex your feet here. And then on an inhale, reach up to the ceiling. And then on your exhale, fold over your legs, just grabbing wherever you can. It could be your big toes, the outsides of your feet. Beautiful, and then slowly come all the way down onto your backs, one vertebrae at a time. We're going to do one round of bridge. So bend your knees, take the bottoms of your feet to the mat, walking your heels towards your sitting bones, palms faced on the mat. And then on an inhale, start to lift your hips away from the earth here. So your feet are just hip-width distance apart, which is like 2 fists in between your feet. Yes, very nice. And then don't let your knees splay out. Pretend like there's a block in between your legs. And you can walk one shoulder and the other underneath you, interlacing your fingers. Yes, very good. Now press your pinkies into the mat. Use your leg strength. Remember your chair poses from before to lift up a little bit higher for 3. Yes, very good. Sending your heart towards the back of the room for 2. Send your chin away from your chest for 1. Beautiful. And slowly come down, one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. And then you can just take your knees from side to side, just releasing your lower back here. Very good. Now take your legs up 90-degree angle between your knees and your ankles. Yes. So your knees right above your hips. Okay, and then take the soles of your feet together. We're coming into happy baby, and then just sneak your hands through that little space and grab the outsides of your feet. Yes, very good. And then open up your legs wide. Yeah. So it's like a happy baby. Beautiful. Opening up your hips, and then try to get your sacrum to touch the floor. And you can roll from side to side, just massaging here. So you like open up your legs. So you grab the outsides and then open up. Yeah. There you go. And then you can straighten one leg, then the other, whatever feels nice. And then just take your knees into your chest. Okay. Squeeze your right knee into your chest and just release your left leg to the end of your mat. So leg all the way down, left leg all the way to your mat. And then take your left hand to the outside of your right knee and just take it over your body towards the left side of the room, taking your right arm out to a T, getting a little twist. So don't be scared to roll onto your side. Yes, very nice. Take 3 more breaths here. Good, and slowly come back to center. Squeeze your right knee into your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, and slowly release it down to the end of your mat. Now take your left knee into your chest. Big, big squeeze. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Drag it over to the right side of the room. And take your left arm out to a T, straight out to your left side. Send your gaze over to the left. Beautiful. 3 more breaths here. Can you twist a little bit farther? Good. Good, and slowly come back to center. Now take both knees into your chest. Give yourself a really big squeeze for wind relieving pose. See if you can even grab opposite elbows here, making a little front side compression. And then see if you can lower all the points on your back to the ground. So even your sacrum to the ground here. So it feels a little funny in your psoas muscle here, but it's good for you, I promise. A couple more breaths here. Good, and then slowly release to the ends of your mat for our final pose, Shavasana. So let your toes splay out, your arms by your sides, palms face up. Relax your brow, relax your face. Come back to your intention. Use this time to connect with yourself. I have some meditation oil I'd like to spray on you guys. So if you're not interested, just turn one of your palms face down on the floor. Please stay here as long as you can, as long as your life allows. This is your time to just be and connect with yourself and let all the benefits of your practice integrate into your mind, body, and spirit. Okay, my name is Casey. It was my pleasure to be with you guys this afternoon and lead you through your practice. I'll be waiting outside to answer any questions you guys have. And just chit-chat if you'd like. The light, the love, the infinite potential that lives within me recognizes and bows to that same light, love, and infinite potential that lives within each and every one of you. In the name of the highest good, namaste.